precious black lives, lost in the name of senseless white pride. Tears falling from us. How many mothers have to cry?
Yeah.
How many brothers gotta die?
Come on.
How many more times?
Yes.
How many more times?
Doom, 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 doom. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Junior's World of Soul. I am back with a new video to bless y'all with R&B the right way, the authentic way. Now, before you do anything, I want you guys to share this video. I want you to like this video, comment, you know what I'm saying, subscribe to Junior's World of Soul, you know what I'm saying, because it's all about, you know, showing R&B in the right way, the authentic way, the real way, you know what I'm saying. But as you can see, I came in with Trey Songz, How Many Times. This song is very powerful and it's very deep, you know what I'm saying, because it is Black Lives Do Matter. You know what I'm saying? And we want the world to see that. It's not about us, you know, rioting and you know, doing all this. We're protesting to show the world that we blacks want to be respected just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Our black men, like myself, are dying for police brutality, which is not right. You know what I'm saying? And enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough. And I'm glad this is, you know, on the front lines and everybody's seeing it, and it's all on social media, in the news and all that, because Black lives do matter. Now, you know, for me, I definitely want to come in with this song because, yes, I'm talking about R&B music and I'm talking about all that, but I want, you know, I'm given a platform and I have to speak my truth just as well. So, last Wednesday, I went and protest down here in downtown Baltimore, which was a beautiful protest. It was peaceful. It was what a lot of our protests right now is peaceful. It's no drama, even though they're trying to get us to go there and take it there. That's what they want. But, you know, we're doing it very peaceful, and you're having a lot of, you know, different races coming together saying enough is enough. And it was a beautiful thing that I was, you know, protesting, and you had, you know, white people saying Black Lives Matter, enough is enough. And it was just a beautiful thing, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's this younger generation that's younger than me, 10 years younger than me, that really has something to say. And I think it's a beautiful thing, and I thought it was amazing that the protest that I went to, it was started by these young kids of the city. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know, they really have something to say, and they have their stories to tell, and they're really trying to better their community. It was just a beautiful thing. So we walked about maybe 2 miles, and we got to the police station, and actually 2 black cops, you know, actually protest with us, and they walked around with us, and you know, we kneeled at in the middle of the street where one of the organizers was kind of really going off and saying enough is enough. My people are tired. My mom is tired. My grandma is tired. They are tired. And so are we. And it was just, you know, the emotions came out and people were crying. It was sad, but it was great that everybody was together. And then we got in front of the police station, and this is where it gets serious, y'all. So we got in front of there, and of course they had the gate up, and it was one black cop, it was a Spanish cop, and it was 2 white cops, and I guess this other guy is the lieutenant, and the co-lieutenant, because I know the lieutenant of Baltimore, he's black. So I guess he was the co-lieutenant. And, you know, so we're kneeling in front of him and, you know, doing that. And the organizer, the young guy, went and he went to him and he said, listen, aren't you tired? Aren't you tired? You know what I'm saying, of this police brutality? You know what happened to George Floyd was wrong. You know what happened to a lot of our black men being disrespected by the police is wrong. And you know what that cop had the nerve to say? I'm sick of all of you. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of it. Like, racism put to your face, you guys. It was, now I've dealt with racism before. Like in my last video, I talked about how I dealt with it. But this, to have it like right in front of your face where there's different nationalities there and that guy didn't care. And it was like, you know, the organizer of this really put his heart into it, his emotion. He was tearing. It was, and then that white cop, lieutenant, whatever he was, looked at him and said, I don't care about you guys, and I'm through with you guys, and had the nerve to put a chicken in his mouth, y'all, and walked off. It was so disrespectful. It had so many people in an uproar, but it was nice that everybody kept it peaceful and we just walked on. The 2 black cops that was with us, they were sad. They couldn't believe he did that. But we were all sitting there like, y'all need to check him. So the 2 black cops said, no, we're about to actually do a petition so we can get him out, because they understand they have black kids themselves. You know what I'm saying? They have black sons. You know what I'm saying? Like the 24-year-old organizer said, he said, listen, before y'all put on that badge, y'all are black men. And you know, the guys that I was telling y'all that was kind of, you know, behind the gate, you know, it was one black guy. He was a rookie, and you can tell he was hurt, because the whole time after the white cop said it, he put his head down like this, y'all, and was like in disgust. And we looking at him like, we know you angry. We know you angry. It's time to stand up. And it's a lot of people that's scared. It's a lot of people. But right now, it's not the time to be scared. You need to speak, and you need to go. You need to be. What's right is right and wrong is wrong. And what happened to George Floyd was completely wrong. And he did not deserve that. And for that white cop to do that. But you know, even afterwards, we went back to, you know, City Hall, and we stood there, and everybody spoke, and, you know, people were still angry, but everybody still kept it peaceful, and it was just a beautiful thing that you had so many nationalities and races and things like that marching for the same cause. You know what I mean? So, again, I just tell everybody that's out there protesting, keep it peaceful, keep, you know, out. Just keep on keeping on, y'all. This is a fight that we got to continue. Even after the media stops talking about it, we got to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? We have to, because if we don't, it will go back to what it was, and we need a change. But you can kind of feel, you know, there's a change going on, because a lot of people are getting exposed. A lot of people at the top of these corporations, and, you know, the NFL and NBA, and, you know, a lot of these companies are really getting exposed, and a lot of people are really going to start losing a lot of money. So we really need to continue to expose these people. But again, my people, keep on keeping on like Curtis Mayfield. I love y'all, and I love being black. All right, y'all. So that's, I get a little emotional when I talk about, you know, how black lives do matter. You know what I mean? But, y'all, I'm here, you know, as much as all this we going through, the pandemic that we're going through and everything, I'ma still be here to bless y'all with R&B. Y'all know this is all about current R&B bangers. If you're new to Junior's World of Soul, current R&B bangers is all about showing mainstream that R&B is alive and well. And you know, right now, mainstream tries to show that R&B is kind of at the bottom of the totem pole, so anybody that comes out with new music, they're saving R&B. R&B does not need to be saved. It just needs to be, you know, it needs more of the mainstream to give it the respect that it deserves, because R&B will never die. It's in the DNA of all music, so it can't go anywhere. It's just mainstream is not feeling it right now, and it's not paying it any mind. So, you know, I'm here, and I saw that was going to happen in like 2013. I saw kind of the switch. So instead of me always complaining about it and complaining on social media, I said I need to create a platform to, you know, give, you know, signed artists and unsigned artists a platform so their music can be heard, that people know it's out there. So that's what Current R&B Bangers is about. I give y'all that every week. I try to do it every week, you know what I'm saying? But this week, I got 4 joints for y'all. If you want to include the one that I just gave y'all about Trey Songz, how many times, y'all check that out. It's on all social platforms. But this joint right here, we going to get it started. You know what I'm saying? Get a little bit of happiness, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we need that.
And I ain't mad at all, because I'm falling. In love with you, I'm falling. And I can't get up, don't wanna get up, because of love.
Okay, representing the DMV, this is Miss Maya. And you know, I think she deserves a little more than what she gets. You know what I mean? But if you don't know Maya, you've been under a rock. For me, I actually got introduced to Maya before she even started making music. She was on Teen Summit as a dancer, and I always think about her when the Lost Boys was on there doing shoot, what was they doing? Shoot, what is the song? I can't think of the song. It is one of my favorites. Not Lifestyle of Rich and Shamed. It's not that one. Shoot, I can't think of it. Oh my God, this is bad because I love this record. Benz and Beam and Benz, yes. Lex Coops, the Beamers and the Benz, yes. So they was doing that on there, and Maya was dancing, and she was a little extra with it, because you don't need that. That's why they made this joint, so you can do that with it. Maya was doing all these kicks and gymnastics. He was like, girl, you doing too much. And that's why I actually remember her. But then she came out with her first album in 1998, and her first single was with Cisco, Drew Hill, All About Me, killed the video. The Moving On joint with Silk the Shocker. And then she had this ballad, My First Time With You. And actually, Deborah Cox actually did that on her first album, but Maya, they let her bring it out as a single, you know what I'm saying? So that album did really good. It kind of put Maya on the map. And then her second album, which is The Fear of Flying, that's when she got pushed into that real mainstream with what is it? The Case of My Ex, the one that Tricky did. And then the joint Free that I like that she did with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And then the kind of what everybody kind of really knows Maya from, When You Want to Play This Song, The Best of Me, both versions. I actually like the one with Jadakiss, but everybody plays the one with Jay-Z. That's the one everybody remember. So Maya was kind of put up there, you know. Then it was like, this is the time she's competing with the Britney, Christina, you know, these girls, you know what I'm saying? So then she did the Lady Marmalade thing with Christina, Little Kim, and Pink, and all them, and that was a big record for her. So then she came back and she did Mood Ring, and this is actually my favorite album from her. And she did Fallen, which I love the video version of Fallen. And then My Love Is Like Whoa that she did with Missy. And then after that, she brought out an album in 2007. Was it Love Ring? I'm not sure, but after that, I kind of lost touch with Maya. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to say, oh my God, I know everything she put out. No. You know what I'm saying? I kind of lost touch because I did like the song Lock You Down with her and Lil Wayne. I did like that song. But then after that, I kind of lost touch with Maya. I ain't even going to stunt. And then in 2016, she came out with the album Smooth Jones, the Grammy nominated that I fell in love with. And I used to get picked on because, you know, it was nominated for a Grammy. And, you know, people would tell me, oh, I didn't know Maya had an album out. And I'm like, are you serious? So I went so hard on it. People thinking that I'm Maya's a manager because I went so hard. I'm like, no, the album was really good. It should have got nominated. I thought it was a great album. Hold On, Elevator, what is it? One Woman Man, and I forgot the other song. It's one more that I like. Dang, I can't think of it. But the album was really good. So when it got nominated for a Grammy, I said, cool, that's what's up. And then in 2018, she came out with her album TKO. I like that. Ready for Whatever, Open, and With You. Those were my joints right there. So, you know, then Maya did the show with Little Kim, child. And then, you know, now she has a new single out where she worked with my boys, Louis York, who is Chloe Kelly and Chuck Harmony. Like, them dudes are dope. Y'all need to check out American Griots too, because that album is dope. Stop Sleeping. But the song that she got with them, the song is entitled Space and Time. And it has that Louis York sound. Like, this song could have fit on their American Griots. It might have been, and then they might have gave it to Maya, and Maya might have wrote something with it, you know what I'm saying? But the song is dope. It gives you that Louis York vibe, but Maya put her own touch to it. I liked it when I fell in love with it, and I was like, I gotta talk about this on Current R&B Bangers. So here's the first joint. It's Space and Time, and this is from Maya. So here we go.
So when the world looks like nothing's really going right, just remember that it's okay to take some space and time. You're gonna feel much better.
like it has that Louis York vibe, but Maya put her own swing to it, and I think it's a great song, and it's definitely needed for what we're going through right now, and in social media. Like, y'all, it's some real stuff. Like, it's so crazy. When I heard this song and I listened to it for the first time, it was like, I listened to it and I said, yo, I'm gonna take a day away from social media because there's a lot going on. And I literally took a day and I actually got to breathe. I was like, whew, because it's a lot that's going on social media. It will give you a headache if you don't leave from it and come back to it. So this song really made me do that. So that was inspiring. But this song is dope. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Maya, you got with Chuck and Claude, and y'all created greatness with this. Space and Time is on all streaming platforms. Check it out. And that's the first joint on Current R&B Bangers. Ooh, alrighty. Let's keep this moving. All right, where we at?
Yeah, we could go dancing. Moonlight. Soak up the disco. Moonlight. I dig it when I get that.
All alone with it. Hey!
Beautiful Sunday morning.
Yeah, okay. So, y'all don't know how many times I wanted to talk about this song so bad. And it's been over like maybe 4 or 5 videos I wanted to talk about this song, but I never really fit it into there. But I was like, I gotta talk about this dude, and I gotta talk about this record. So, this joint is Jacob Collier. And this is Daniel Caesar, and this joint is just so dope. Like, it is a dope record. Like, one thing about Daniel Caesar, he know about background vocals, you know what I'm saying? But Jacob, he is a dope musician. He is from London, representing that UK soul. And this dude, Jacob, was surrounded by so much music. His mom played violin, and she was a music conductor. His grandfather was he played violin, and he was a conductor. So Jacob was born to do this. You know what I'm saying? He was born to do this, and he's really a musician. And his inspiration was Stevie Wonder. That's his biggest inspiration. He said the first album he remember buying was Talking Book by Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying? And when you listen to his music, you can definitely tell the inspirations of Stevie Wonder is all up in there for real. And speaking of Stevie, this is how Jacob really got his notoriety, because he did a multi-instrumental of Don't You Worry About a Thing, and Quincy Jones heard it. And it's like the black architect of music co-signs you, you know you going somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And he flew him out, and he got to meet Herbie Hancock and all that, part of the jazz, a jazz festival and all that. And I mean, again, when you got Quincy Jones co-signing you all right. You know what I'm saying? But in 2016, he finally released his debut album, In My Room, and it was very jazzy, but it had a new flavor, a new swag to it. You know, Hideaway, Savior, Flintstones, and he actually covered Stevie, You and I. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you listen to that album, you can tell this dude is really a musician. He sings, he writes, he plays instrument, he arranges. Like, he is the definition of a musician. You know what I'm saying? And he did that in his room in like 3 weeks, I think. He made the whole album in 3 weeks. That's talent. And it's a good album, so y'all definitely check that out. Then after that, he released Jesse, and he actually spells it D, and then Jesse, but the D is silent. And he released volume 1 and 2. And these are definitely jazz albums, like the All Night Long that he did with Take 6. Epic, y'all, like epic. You hear me? Like, that is an epic, like, yo, and y'all know Take 6 is nothing to play with when it comes to vocals and harmonies and quartet type of singing. Dope, you know what I'm saying? Another one of my favorites is Make Me Cry. Y'all know I gotta be emotional. And then It Don't Matter with JoJo. Y'all know JoJo gonna get anything and murk it. And the girls sing, and it's a dope joint. So if y'all listen to that, please let me know what y'all feel about it, because it's very jazzy. You know what I'm saying? I know I talk about R&B, but jazz is a part of R&B just as well too. You know what I'm saying? Roy Ayers helped that along back in the 70s. For real, you know, merging that jazz and R&B in there. So definitely check that out. Let me know what y'all think. But recently, his recent singles, you know, he's been giving me the In My Room vibes again. Like All Alone With You with him and Daniel Caesar. And then now he got this new joint. It's with McKnight and Ty Dolla $igns. Dope joint. All I need. I was like, yo, I gotta talk about this joint. I gotta talk about Jacob before, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to vibe to this. Hey! 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 Ah! Woo! That's a groove right there, yo. This song is dope, y'all. Like, again, it's a vibe, but it's still musical. It still got that jazz flavor, but it still got that current vibe to it. Got a little bop that you can't stay still with. This joint is dope. Listen, I recommend y'all check out Jacob and his music. You know what I'm saying? It's jazz, it's R&B, and you know, it's funk a little bit, but it got that current swag to it. So y'all check out All I Need by Jacob Collier. And check that out, and that's the second joint on Current R&B Bangers. Alrighty, keep this going, keep this going. Oh shit, okay.
And you should be mine.
Oh, hey, don't waste your time, don't waste your time. If he don't treat you like you should, hey, then you should be mine. Hey, the New York representing Buffalo. Brian McKnight now, he is so underrated. So underrated. When you talk about 90s R&B, you have to talk about Brian McKnight, because this dude, he's been consistent since 1991. Consistent. And nobody seems to talk about him. Everybody just leaves him in the dust. But I'm like, he has written for so many people. Y'all need to check that resume for real. But Friday was his birthday, and I had my, you know, playlist rocking. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say Bobby. Brian McKnight playlist rocking from his debut that I love to Anytime, that kind of really gave him that mainstream, you know, thing, to back to I Remember You in 1995. Then I went to back to one that really put him up there in that, you know, adult contemporary vibe. Then U-Turn. Then I went to the 2000s with Superhero, Gemini, all that. Like, yo, his catalog is nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so underrated, and he shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? But Brian McKnight deserves respect, especially when you talk about R&B. He definitely does, and he needs to be respected, and I feel that way. But the last time I actually talked about him, I talked about his song When I'm Gone, and I love that record. I thought that junk was so dope when I heard it. It had a vibe, but it gave you that, you know, that Brian McKnight, you know, vibe that you like from him. You know what I mean? But it's crazy because Brian McKnight is releasing his last album. He's entitled Exodus. And that's crazy that and he has 20 albums, and he's done after this. He's done. But he released the first single from it. It's called Bad, and I actually like it. And it kind of reminds me of the song Yours that's on his debut. Now, I hope it's the right, hold on. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but let me go to this. I know, y'all know we raw and uncut on here. Let me go for a second. Wait a minute. Is it Yours? Yes, okay. Yours. It kind of gives you that funk, that James Brown flavor, and that's what he's doing on this joint entitled Bad. And I liked it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to talk about it. So this joint, Bad, and here we go. It goes a little something like this. Give y'all a nice little sample of this. So here we go. All right.
That this might turn into something makes me glad. Well, baby, you got my number when you wanna be bad.
Hey!
So
It got that funk to it, you know what I'm saying? But this, it kind of reminds me of some funky South Carolina vibe that my family in South Carolina will play this. And we will be with our cups and outside just dancing and the family just grooving, you know what I'm saying? And listen to this and it it gives me that South Carolina funk. It takes me back to when he released I Remember You, and that was back in 95 when I was in South Carolina. So it kind of gave me a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of gave me, you know, some flashbacks of being in South Carolina. So I was like, this joint is hot, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's crazy that this is Brian McKnight's last album. Y'all support him on this album. This joint, again, is entitled Exodus, and this dude has a legendary career. He has written for many people, and I mean many. So check the resume. But this joint is entitled Bad, and that is from Brian McKnight. All right. We had the last one here. All righty. Giving y'all some new flavor. Here we go. Hey, some new flavor for y'all. This is TonyB, who's representing Nashville, Tennessee. And he's a country boy, and he was inspired by 90s R&B and 2000s. He was inspired by D'Angelo, Usher, and Aaliyah. So you kind of know where his lane is. He loves to fuse R&B and pop together, which makes a lot of sense, because Usher does that often when sometimes he don't need to. And Aaliyah did that too, especially after after One in a Million. That's when she started really kind of, you know, really crossing over into that pop lane, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, her life was taken, but, you know, you see where she was going musically, you know what I mean? So you can see how somebody like TonyB will be inspired by that. But, again, he likes to infuse R&B and pop together, so he said, you know, the main ones he's influenced by on the commercial point will be Adele, Ryan Tedler, who works with so many people, Beyonce, Kelly Clarkson, he's worked with, those two is the one I can name off the top, and Bruno Mars. So it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But I discovered him actually just on YouTube. It was a suggested, you know, video of his. And when I went to it, I was like, yo, who the heck is this? I was like, he sounds good. And it was his cover of Officially Missing You by Tamir. And I was like, yo, this dude is dope. So I went and I saw his YouTube page, and I saw that he does a lot of covers. And my favorites has to be the one that I was introduced to him by was the Officially Missing You with the Tamir. And then the mashup of Brandy, Have You Ever, and Mariah, Always Be My Baby, and his Ready for Love, Indy Irie. Like, the boy can sing. It's like he has a way of vocally attacking a song, but he does it in his own way. You know what I'm saying? And you feel him. You know what I mean? And he can sing. No computer voices are needed. He can actually sing, people. We have singers out there. But anyway, definitely check him out. Definitely. I'm going to put all his information in the more info box. But he got a new record. This joint is with Paris Lana, if that's her name. And the joint is entitled Worst Way. And I love it. I love the vibe to it. I think it's a great song. And y'all should definitely check it out. And here is Worst Way. And Here we go. Goes a little something like this. I want to give it a good place here. So here we go. All right.
Told you everything, you know it ain't something I would forget. I ran away, you felt away, something I still regret. But I want you back in a single sweat.
Hey, hey. And then homegirl come in there like that. Like this joint is a dope joint. It's a dope duet. I was getting tongue tied. It's a dope duet, y'all. And y'all should definitely check it out. It's about, I love when they on the hook together. Their voices sound really, really good together. And I think it's a dope joint. You know what I'm saying? Worst Way is on all streaming platforms. Again, I'm going to put all his information on info box, his Twitter, his Instagram, his YouTube page, so y'all can see this dude really, really sings. And then if you're an artist and you're watching current R&B bangers, I'll definitely give you his page where, you know, he can write some songs for you. You know what I'm saying? Get your bread, Tony. I hear you, brother. But that joint is entitled Worst Way, and that is from TonyB. Well, those are your top 5 joints, or your 5 joints of current R&B bangers this week. I came in with the Trey Songz, How Many Times, Maya, Space and Time, Jacob, Collier, All I Need, Brian McKnight with Bad, and TonyB with Worst Way. I just showed y'all, man, R&B is alive and well. Do not let mainstream fool y'all. You know what I'm saying? Especially during this pandemic right now. Bro, I pronounced it right. My brother Sin, he got on me because I didn't pronounce it right the last video. But I pronounced it right now. The pandemic that's going on. But believe me, y'all, R&B is alive and well. Do not let mainstream fool y'all. But I want to shout my brother Sin. He just re-released his Bohemian album that he added 6 new songs to it. Y'all check it out. I'm gonna put it in the more info box. Listen to it. He has songs for the now. Like y'all really need to check my brother out. Yo, he's dope on the mic. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely had to give him that shout out. And again, I'm gonna put this the Bandcamp page in the more info box, so y'all can definitely listen to it and show him some love. I'll put, you know, his social media in the more info box. But y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I like to get out of here. I like to come in here with a current joint, which was really deep, you know what I'm saying? But I want to keep y'all uplifted, keep y'all, you know, happy. And I'm gonna go out with this joint. And this joint was actually number 1 on the R&B charts in 1977, and it's by one of the king of R&B in my opinion. But here we go, and I hope to see y'all next week. Here we go. Ha! To the grooving, hey, I feel alright. I'm out, y'all. Peace.